Hello and welcome to Gardening with Ben, the award-winning gardening podcast as voted for by the Grow Your Own magazine and by my followers and by my listeners. I hope that you have all clicked that subscribe button. If you're new to the podcast channel, please do click the subscribe button and then you get notified of all the new podcasts that get launched. And if you're not following me on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube and TikTok, make sure you look for Gardening with Ben and follow me on all my social medias. So sit back, relax, grab a brew and let's enjoy today's gardening podcast with Ben. Hello and welcome back to Gardening with Ben for a brand new episode on this Sunday. And the weekend is not over for a lot of us in the UK, as we've obviously got a bank holiday tomorrow to remember the Queen and celebrate what she did for the country during her funeral tomorrow. So yeah, hopefully, fingers crossed, in the afternoon, I'm hoping I'll be able to get down to the allotment. I'm doing my last night shift tonight, so hopefully we'll be able to be awake and be able to get down to the allotment after we've watched the funeral and everything that's going off down in London. So what have we been up to today on the allotment? Well, we've not been, because I've been on night shift. I used to go when I was on night shifts in the afternoon just for an hour or two, but things are slightly slowing down on the plot now, so it doesn't need me to go down in the afternoon when I'm on nights now. I can leave it for a few days at a time and try and recover from the night shifts, really, because they do actually tire me out now. I'm getting old. I'm getting older. I used to be able to manage these night shifts, but yeah, they are very tiring now, so I like to rest and recover. But today being Sunday and the third Sunday of the month, I always go to my favourite place, which is called the Pollen Market in Sheffield. Now, if you're from Sheffield and you've never been, you definitely need to go, or if you're in the surrounding area, definitely come. It's on the third Sunday of the month and it's based at where the Castle Market used to be, just at the side of there where the river is. And it started a year ago, actually. This is the 1 year anniversary today. And it started off quite small, just like as an experiment to see how well it would take off. And it just started off with a few plant stalls, a few craft markets, etc, etc. And wow, it's absolutely grown over this last year, pardon the pun. And it's an amazing place. There's absolutely loads of different plant stalls, different plant crafts, activities, different food stalls. It's absolutely amazing, and they have music on as well. And I've been going for the last year. I've not been able to go every month because sometimes I'm working, but whenever I'm not working, I always go down. It's definitely one in my diary that I always go to. And with me going over the year now, I've made quite a few friends on some of the stalls, and it's always good to go back and see them each month. And a lot of them help me out with some of the plants, what I want to get for the plot. They advise me on stuff, what I can get and what I can grow and how well it grows, because I don't know everything. I always say that I don't know everything. And I've made a friend on one of the stalls called Giddy Keeper Plants. And yeah, it's always great to see them both. They go around travelling different fairs and stuff like that, and it's something that is a big job, and sometimes obviously standing in all weathers, but they absolutely love it, and it'd be something perfect. What I'd love to do is just go around talking about plants and selling plants, but yeah, it's a lot of commitment, and you never know, one day I might be up there doing it. But yeah, it's always great to see them, and obviously they've got all the winter plants in at the moment and herbs and stuff like that. And one of the things that I've been purchasing recently are obviously a lot of bulbs. And yes, they had got some bulbs on sale, and they've got lots of different varieties of tulips. And yes, I have been buying lots of tulips already, but I've been out and bought some more tulips. And by more, I mean 50 bulbs. At this store, we're talking about Giddy Keeper plants. Rather than have them in pre-packed bags already, they're all loose, so you can choose which bulbs you want to purchase. So you don't have to have like 10 of such and such, 10 of each other. But there were so many nice tulips, and like I keep saying, is that I want striking ones. I don't want the average tulip. I want the more unusual ones. So I purchased 5 different varieties in total. So we've got 10 sets of bulbs that all in one bag, so I don't know which tulips are which. I might be able to work it out from the look of the bulb, but yeah, we've got 5 more lots of tulips to plant. And I was talking to them as well, because I keep reading up, and there's a lot of advice about tulips saying that you shouldn't plant them till November, as there is tulip rot or diseases and stuff like that. But they're in the ground for most of the year anyway, and so they said that it's nonsense, and that you can plant them anytime up to from now. But I'm still not ready to plant them yet, because I've got to clear all the areas that I want to plant the bulbs, and I need to work a design on how to make it look. I've still got ideas of what I want to do with them, and I need to get a load of hyacinths next. I think I've got enough tulips now. I think I've got so much tulips that I'll be able to start my own tulip picking farm soon. But yeah, hyacinths I think are going to be the next on the list of bulbs to start buying and filling the plot up with. Again, hyacinths are expensive, but they're absolutely beautiful. And obviously once I've got them, I've got them. So we'll see. I think it'll be hyacinths next on the list, but there's not many different varieties of hyacinths. There's lots of different colours obviously, but not many varieties. They all look pretty much like hyacinths. There's no speciality to them. But yeah, I'm definitely going to be looking at hyacinths next for the allotment. So what are we hoping to do down on the allotment this week, as it's a brand new week coming up tomorrow, and obviously like I said, I'm going to have 4 days off. Fingers crossed the weather's alright. It's certainly dropping a lot now, the temperature. Mind you, it was a lot hotter than I thought today. Absolutely boiling when I was walking around the market. But this week's job is I'm going to start by clearing the beds where I'm going to start putting the bulbs, because once I've cleared them all, I might do my painting earlier this year. Last year I did it about springtime, painting all the beds and everything up, but I might paint them early on so that I'm not struggling to get the paintbrush in between all the plants, all the bulbs. So I might paint up the bulb areas and get them all looking spick and span, ready for next springtime. But the only thing is, obviously with the bad weather, it does wash the paint off eventually. Then it'll probably need painting again in the springtime after the spring bulbs are finished. But we'll see. We'll see what we think. So I'm going to be looking at starting to get the flower beds ready. And obviously the strawberries are all sorted. They're all looking good at the moment. But I do need to think about when to start transforming my strawberry area, because I've got, like I said, 200 new runners to plant in. I've got all my new strawberries, what I grown, what I purchased the other week, the buddy variety. So we've got to look at that. Then I've also got to pick all my apples off my trees. I've got to pick all my pears off. I've got to prune all my fruit trees because they're getting ready for pruning. Usually prune them around autumn time. But yeah, we need to start looking at trying to sort that area out. So I think that's going to be my project for this week, is getting all my fruit picked, getting all them tidied up, and start looking at transforming my fruit area first, before doing my strawberry bed area. Because once I've pruned all my trees back and everything, they will be done for the year. That area will be sorted and ready. So I might do that first. I might get all that area done and concentrate on getting the pruning done. And obviously if I prune them now, all the leaves won't have dropped everywhere either, so I can prune them all and put the branches away. Obviously the leaves are good because you can use them for composting and stuff like that, and feeding back into your soil. So I don't know, it's a funny one whether I get them all pruned now or whether I wait until the leaves have dropped in autumn. We'll see how we're getting on, but the main jobs at the moment will be starting to clear all the plot and getting it all tidied, because the faster that I get it all cleared and tidied ready for the winter, then I can start all my major winter projects. And I do love doing all the winter projects, and my shed is high on the top of the list of doing. But we'll see how we get on with that. My main priority, obviously, is getting my plot tidy and getting it all ship shape for the year to come, because I really can't wait for next year. I say this each year. I'm really looking forward to it now. And with how many bulbs I've purchased and still to purchase, it's going to look absolutely phenomenal in springtime. But one thing for sure is that I'm definitely going to make sure I do is I'm going to make sure I've definitely got lots of chicken wire covering where I've planted all my bulbs, because the anger what I'd have if I planted them all and the squirrels pinched a lot of them. So we need to make sure that they are well protected from the squirrels until they start growing through the ground, because I've spent a lot of money on these and I don't want to lose them. I want a fantastic display, and fingers crossed we can do it and make it look beautiful down on the plot. So hopefully we'll get all that done. And then I've got a few projects in line what I want to get done. I'm hoping that from next year we'll have a monthly newsletter for you all to download if anybody's interested. I know I've mentioned about doing this before, but I would like to get that off the ground next year and get that up and running, because the quicker I get stuff up and running, hopefully I can do this full time eventually. That's my long plan. So keep on listening to these podcasts, because you are really helping. And the more that you listen to these podcasts, I am purchasing more and more bulbs for my allotment. So you're feeding my bulb habit at the moment. You are the people that are feeding my addiction. But yeah, I'm definitely happy with how things are going at the moment. And after winning them awards this year, that has given me the real boost and the push in doing everything I can to share tips and advice with you all the time, as much as possible. And yeah, thank you for all the support you give me. And as always, remember, keep smiling, keep gardening, and keep listening to Gardening with Ben's podcasts. Thank you for listening to today's Gardening with Ben's podcast. I hope that you've enjoyed it. If you haven't subscribed to this channel, please do click that subscribe button, and feel free to share it as well on your Instagram stories. All you have to do if you're listening on Spotify is click the share button, and you can share it straight to your Instagram story for all your followers to listen to, and help build my listeners up as well and get more people listening to it. Feel free to check out all my social medias: Facebook, Instagram, YouTube and TikTok. Yes, I'm on TikTok. Go check it out. Check out my dancing. Gardening with Ben. And check out the link as well in the description of this podcast, where you can check out my gardening t-shirt shop, where I sell funny t-shirts with all different funny logos and designs on. And feel free to support me by purchasing one, and all the money obviously goes back into my allotment, where I can share more gardening tips with you all. So until next time, remember, keep smiling, keep gardening, and keep listening to Gardening with Ben's podcast.